Keeping it real.
The time is here. The Los Angeles Rams, they are celebrating their Super Bowl 56 victory with the parade through downtown L.A.
That's right. Thousands of fans have lined the streets, and they're packed in front of the Coliseum as well. They're going to be there from the Shrine Auditorium all the way to the Coliseum, a little over 1 mile's length. And that's where the team is going to hold a rally in just about 1 hour. Andrew Whitworth, Matthew Stafford, probably reliving some of their favorite Super Bowl moments from Sunday nights when they became champions for the first time in their great careers.
You know what's funny about Andrew Whitworth? We just showed him the mountain of a man that he is. And by the way, he's in his 40s, still looking good, looking like, hey, maybe he'll have another season. He spent, I believe, 11 seasons it was with the Cincinnati Bengals. So how cool was that? He said, if I were to retire, this would be the way to do it, right? I'm with my new team. We go to the Super Bowl against my old team, who I still have love for, the fans and the organization, and we win. So it was a perfect dream scenario for him and his family.
In a case like Andrew Whitworth, and we saw him with Matthew Stafford, both of these guys spending such a long time with losing organizations. When he was with the Bengals, they were the Bungles, for all those 11 years. Matthew Stafford for 12 years with the Lions, and you know this as a Detroit Lions fan. They never won a playoff game in his time there. Now they're both here in Los Angeles and experiencing the kind of joy and that moment that they spent at SoFi Stadium on Sunday night is truly remarkable.
And if you don't know the story, how this all happened, Matthew Stafford, speaking of Andrew Whitworth and Matthew Stafford, they actually were on vacation randomly in Cabo together. And they have a mutual friend who said, hey, if you're out there, Matthew's out there. Right. And they linked up, and Whitworth talked about, hey, man, it'd be great. I know how it is to leave a team. I know it's hard and difficult to do, but hey, and then Sean McVay happened to be out there. And he said, let's just meet up with the old ball coach. And they all took a liking, got together and said, you know what, let's do this. And Matthew Stafford told a friend, he texted him, hey, I'm going to be a Ram and I'm going to win a Super Bowl title.
And I like that sign right there. We see greatness in you. And the Rams clearly saw greatness in Matthew Stafford, because there were questions when the Rams traded for him saying, wow, you gave up not just Jared Goff, but 2 first-round picks to bring in a guy who's never won anything in his career. He's put up some, what they would say are empty numbers. They didn't truly know if he had what it took to become a champion, and he showed everybody he had exactly what it took to become a Super Bowl champ and to lead this team.
That's right, and I told you we're going to have folks out there all day long. We go to our Nikki K, looking godly and all white there. Nikki, you're right at the top of the parade. What's going on, if you can hear me?
Hey, listen, you better get ready for a party, you guys. We've got the buses rolling out to none other than Snoop Dogg. Here, I'm going to step out of the way and show you. The party is just getting started. You see Big Wit on that first bus right there. They've got cigars being lit. It is going to be one big party in the streets downtown here in Los Angeles. And of course, it wouldn't be a party without the fans, you guys. How excited are you to hear it? Look at that. They are ready. And you know what? The streets were empty this morning, but Los Angeles has showed up. Max is going to pan out. And then, of course, here come the buses. Look at that. Cheers to you, Los Angeles Rams. There we go. And the crowd is going absolutely wild. There's Sean McVay with a red cup in his hand. Kobe Bryant jerseys on deck. Oh, what a day. What a historic moment for Los Angeles. A party in the streets. We're just getting things kicked off, guys.
That's
I'm going to send it on back to you.
Thank you, Nikki. Yeah, Nikki, you know what, John? I'm telling you, she's brave. She said, I don't care. It's going to be wild. It's going to be ashes from cigars. It's going to be champagne spray. I'm going to wear this white suit anyway. Nikki, you are a brave one. Look at that motorcade there. This is going to be really cool to see. I got to admit, man, this is cool. And you and I, we sitting on this side of things, you kind of get jaded, right? You see all the championships and all that good stuff, but it's still cool every single time you see this type of thing, and you see the players and the coaches really get the benefits of all their hard work. OBJ right there. You just saw Sean McVay. You saw Cooper Kupp in a late, great Kobe Bryant jersey as well. Very excited players.
This never gets old, and seeing Andrew Whitworth at age 40, the oldest.
There he is.
The oldest offensive lineman or oldest left tackle in NFL history, still at the top of his game. He's holding up the Lombardi Trophy like it weighs, well, he's a big, strong guy. It only weighs 7 pounds. Right. He's 22 inches, weighs 7 pounds. That's nothing to him. But it is so cool to see him holding that trophy after 16 years in the NFL. And he finally has his time and his moment. And yeah, a little flex there from Cooper Kupp, but the Rams were flexing on Sunday night.
Yeah, and you know, you're looking at Sean McVay there. You would think, oh, maybe he's one of the kickers on the team, or he's one of the third-string defensive back.
Yeah.
But no, he's actually the coach, and he's younger than Whitworth. He's almost the same age as Matthew Stafford. It's so interesting to have such a young coach, 36 years old. But again, hard-working, and you got to give him a lot of credit. Folks who are off of his tree, usually this is for the Bill Belichick's, right? 20 years, 30 years in the game. If you come from his tree, you get a job, and those guys have had a lot of success.
Yeah, how many coaches who are 36 years of age in the NFL, head coaches, and already have 3 or now 4 who are head coaches with other teams off of his tree who've coached under him in his time here in Los Angeles. But that's Sean McVay, and he's a brilliant mind, brilliant offensive mind, and he's always preaching, we, not me. And the team has always bought into that since he first arrived here in Los Angeles, and that's how you become champions.
The team came together. Again, we talked about, you're seeing Aaron Donald right there, the best player on the team, maybe the best player in all of football. Ring me is what he said, but you're talking about coming together. You know, you had a team with some players who had already been on this team, right? And maybe had still bad taste in their mouth from the loss of Super Bowl a few years back. And now you got guys like you just saw there. Odell Beckham Jr., guy you're looking at right now in the black shirt there, black hoodie, that is Matthew Stafford, quarterback from the Lions. You got guys who came together. And, John, you've been covering sports for a long time. Just because you get a bunch of talent on the team doesn't guarantee a win.
That's true.
Right? You have to have cohesiveness. You got to come together, buy in. And you're looking at a team, they say Odell Beckham Jr. is selfish. They say he's not going to work on the team. He's all about me and my numbers. That's not true. You mentioned Matthew Stafford. Maybe he was not as great as he was with the Lions. That wasn't true. You know, he was an MVP candidate throughout the season. You talk about Von Miller. Is he washed up and old? Is he a has-been in Denver? He comes out here and had a great performance at the Super Bowl as well. This team came together, believed in one another, bought in, and now you're reaping the benefits.
And that goes back to Sean McVay saying, we, not me, because a lot of people thought, oh, my gosh, you're bringing in Odell Beckham Jr. But Von Miller, very close friends with OBJ. And when Von Miller was traded to the Rams on November 1st, he was one of the guys FaceTiming with OBJ, who was released by the Browns and said, hey, man, come to L.A. Come to L.A. You're going to love it out here. We're going to do something special. And he helped convince Odell Beckham Jr. to sign with the Rams, which he did 9 days later. And as we know, the rest is history. And OBJ could not have been a better teammate to the rest of those guys on this team.
Yep, and that's why, you know, it's special for him. Obviously, was injured in the game, and I believe it was an ACL injury to his knee. But, hey, got a touchdown, had a couple other good catches, and now he's a Super Bowl champion. And the last time a Los Angeles football team won the Super Bowl was back in 1984 with the Los Angeles Raiders. And obviously, they have a big fan base. But it was actually kind of cool to see some of the folks I know personally who are Raiders fans say, you know what? I'm happy for L.A. I'm happy for the Rams fans, and, you know, they were kind of put the animosity to a side and said, you know what, this is great for the town.
And I was a big Rams fan at the time, and I remember when the Raiders moved here, and I thought, that's Oakland's team. How can you take the Raiders out of Oakland? And then the Raiders win the Super Bowl here, I think their second year in Los Angeles, and the Rams had still never won a Super Bowl here. So a lot of Rams fans felt bad that the Raiders won a Super Bowl, but look what that did to the Raiders fan base in the city of Los Angeles. And that's why a lot of people still to this day say, oh, it's a Raiders town. They were the only team that ever won a Super Bowl here. So now imagine what this Super Bowl victory is going to do for the Rams, their brand, their fan base here in Los Angeles.
You're right, and we've talked about it. You know, when you have young kids like myself, my 5-year-old is the oldest, Kennedy, this is how it happens. They had Rams Day at school the other day, John, and they all wore their Rams gear. And then she says to me, you know, I was obviously working. I was here for Super Bowl Sunday. I had to do the post-game show. And then the next day, she, you know, wakes up for school. We're all excited. She goes, our team won, Daddy. Our team won. And I was like, wow, this is her team. You know, this is the team she's going to know and love and grow. And not only that, she's seeing success, right? A couple of Super Bowl appearances. Now they win one. And if nothing else, they're going to at least be a really good team. You obviously can't predict the future, but they should be a good team next year and for the years to come. So this is how you ignite a fan base. They grow with you. You catch them young. You show success for 10, 15 years. They don't have to be all Super Bowls, but you're a good team. And now they go with you the rest of your life. That's how that happens.
And I mentioned it about my son in the last hour. He didn't really pay much attention to football. He was 7 years old. He's watching the Super Bowl in 2010 when the Green Bay Packers are playing. And his sister, my daughter Samantha, was rooting for the Steelers in that game because two of her friends decided they were going to root for the Steelers. So my son says, I'm going to root for the other team. So he roots for the Green Bay Packers. We don't have a team in Los Angeles. The Packers win the Super Bowl, and now he's a fanatic Green Bay Packers fan. And that's the thing. You went 21 years in this market without an NFL team. An entire generation of kids grew up without a team. So a lot of them did latch on to other teams. Your daughters are young enough, they'll remember this. So they'll probably latch on to becoming Rams fans. My son is kind of slowly coming along, at least supporting the Rams, but he's still Packers #1. But it's going to take some time to truly build this fan base up to where it needs to be on a level of the Dodgers and the Lakers. This is an incredible start when you win a Super Bowl in year 6.
Hey, it's LA. You got to have stars, and you got to win, and they were able to do that. We're going to go to one of our stars, Jada Montemarano. She's at the next portion of this parade. Jada, what's it looking like out there? Is it building and gathering? I know last time we talked to you, you wanted some more folks out there.
Yes, it definitely is building. You can hear the noise here as the first bus comes through with that Lombardi trophy on top, raised in the air. You can hear the excitement in the air. There's definitely more fans out here now, some coming from all the way in Fontana. This is their 11th parade that they've been to. It's really exciting out here. You can see there's confetti being blown in the air in the background. Someone just spit beer off the truck. You never know what you're going to see at these championship parades because of that excitement. People have been out here all day getting ready for this. I've spoken to a lot of fans who said they were looking forward to this, especially we've been talking about the Dodgers and the Lakers not getting their parade. They wanted to come out here and just celebrate LA as a championship city. In the past 3 years, we won 3 championships. Who could beat that? So we see another bus coming on through. We have cheerleaders, we have players, we have family members. It is a lot of fun out here. And we can only see what's going to happen next. This is going on for another 2 hours out here. Everyone has to build up their stamina.
That's a great point. Thank you, Jada. Look, rest it up a little bit. Find your moments to get some water. That's another thing. Get some water. Stay hydrated, because I think a lot of things we're going to be seeing in cups aren't going to be water, John.
I think a lot of the players who are on the buses, they're staying hydrated in a way.
Yeah, hydrated, all right. That's what we're going to call it. See some Dodger gear out there, John. You got to like that.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, this is the city of champions. We heard Jada talking about it. 3 championships in 3 different sports in the last 16 months. Started with the Lakers in the bubble in Orlando, the Dodgers in the bubble in Texas, and now the Rams winning it at home at SoFi Stadium. This is an incredible moment, and you do see a lot of fans like myself. I grew up a Rams fan, I was a Dodgers fan, and a Lakers fan. So here we are, and we get a chance to celebrate another championship this time. There's the champagne.
There it is.
We knew it was coming because we saw guys wearing goggles earlier. Oh, I love that.
Oh, there's going to be a lot more of that. You can guarantee that for sure. As you see the motorcade, you see the parade there, you see the cheerleaders excited. Might have to pace themselves. Is Frankie on there, John?
He should be. I don't know if Frankie's on there, but we need to get Frankie a part of the show a little bit more. He's fantastic.
If you didn't get a chance to see us earlier, if you're just joining us, we had folks out there on the road, and I think Chase was with Frankie, and they were out there having a great time. He was one of the folks who had a chance to go to the Super Bowl. We're going to check back in with Chase now, see who she's with, and see what's going on. Chase.
Hello. You guys, it is a party over here, right? And we're ready to be partying over here. Yes, we've got the parade coming right by us right now. This is just amazing. And as you guys were saying, it's been building over the past over the past hour. And now we have the team right here in front of us. It's incredible. Take a look. We've got Cooper Kupp right here, right in front of everyone. Look, people are, I mean, this is true enthusiasm, joy, love, just complete obsession. It's amazing. Hi, guys. Yes.
Thank you, Chase.
You guys, this is it. This is the moment everyone's been waiting for here. They're seeing their Rams. This is their family. This is what they've been fighting for and rooting for. And again, speaking to people all day, this is a in the city. You know, it's the first Super Bowl win, but this is a long time coming for these fans and this team. They are just beyond thrilled. You can hear it. You can feel it. It is electric here. It's truly a joyful moment.
Well, we can hear it, and it sounds incredible out there. And there's a lot of people along the parade route who are kind of walking along with the fans.
I think Chase got some of that. I think she just said she got some of that, John.
Just spraying with the champagne.
Wait, Matthew Stafford.
That's fantastic.
Wearing
Super
a
Bowl
Cooper
MVP.
Cup Super Bowl MVP when he was like, looks like high school there. Now that is what you call
when
a
he was a 0-star recruit, according to all the recruiting services.
Right, and boy, were they wrong. Now, I saw Matthew Stafford, listen, he's mixing right now. It's one of those days. I saw a little thing, 1942, Gil. It looked like he was sipping a little 1942. Now he's sipping a Corona. All right, take it easy, Matthew. It's early, Matthew. You got a whole couple hours left.
5 o'clock somewhere. That's a country song. He knows about that.
Great point there, and you can see the confetti. Look at that shot there. Palm trees, beautiful skies. This is why you want to be a Los Angeles Rams, and you mentioned that. The way the culture is set up, with Les Snead, you got the whole way, Sean McVay, the whole tree there, the whole coaching team there, the players. Why wouldn't I want to come? If I'm a free agent or if I'm someone who's saying, hey, you know, I'm looking for a chance to be a part of a winning program, I want to go play with the Rams. Beautiful in L.A., it's a parade like this. Why not?
And Von Miller said it. He's only been here 3.5 months, but he was saying how much he loves being here. You know, this is a guy who was so entrenched in Denver and one of the most popular Broncos players of all time. And he said, man, I hope we can work something out with a new contract so he can stay here because he's enjoyed his time here so much. And it's the culture that this team has built and began at the top with Stan Kroenke buying this team back in 2010, bringing them here to Los Angeles, Kevin Demoff, the COO, and you have Les Snead, the GM, and the head coach, and Sean McVay, and on down.
And you see the DJ there playing a little next episode, Dr. Dre and Snoop. We saw them during a halftime show. And it's just been a tribute to the West Coast over, you know, the last week or so when it comes to the NFL, that's for sure. So you see the cheerleaders rocking out, Rampage rocking out to, again, some Snoop and Dre. Players excited. We're going to have you covered here all the way through this entire thing, reminding you that the parade is about a mile or so right now. It's going to head over to leaving Shrine Auditorium. It's going to head over to the Coliseum at some point, where they will then have the celebration. John, we've seen shots of that already.
Shirt right there. What does it say?
Rams
love LA.
Is that what it said?
I couldn't quite see it.
Is Stan, has he been in the gym? When you're worth billions, and you might as well stay in shape, right? Living his best life.
His name is Silent Stan, so if he's sneaking off to the gym when nobody's noticing, so that's what it is. He's getting his work in. He's
you know who's been in the gym a whole lot? If you follow him on Instagram, that's my man Timothy Parker. We're going to check in with him now. Timothy, where are you?
I am on Exposition and Figueroa. And Calvin, nobody told you to tell my business, but we out here partying right now. These fans have been waiting all day to see their world champions come down, and here they are right here. This is amazing. This is what these Rams fans have been waiting for basically forever. Of course, the Rams have been here. They moved to St. Louis. This is the first championship parade ever for the Los Angeles Rams. There's a police escort. We've got towels in the air. Everybody's got their phones out, including me. I'm going to get some shots here as the bus passes on 37th Street, also Exposition Boulevard. We got monster trucks. We got motorcycles, police motorcade. It's beautiful. You got little girls with pom-poms in their hand. This is a moment they'll never forget. Fans everywhere. This is the moment that makes you fans for life. You can't forget this. You can't forget a championship parade. This is beautiful. Here they come now, crossing Exposition Boulevard. We got cigar smoke in the air. Got to smell good when you're a champion. Sean McVay looks like a superstar, 36-year-old movie star. The swag, the shades, it's fantastic. Waving to the crowd right now. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. We got 4 buses back to back to back to back with world champions. And the fans who are here on the streets are kind of following them. Look at Cooper Kupp with the black Mamba shirt on, representing the Kobe. How fantastic to celebrate LA, the history, the future, and today. Look at Aaron Donald, big AD right there. Are they popping the champagne? They're popping. Los Angeles Rams are coming through right now. I see my PR people over there. I love them. This is a team celebration, not just the players, but we got the staff. We got the PR folks, all the people who get the fans in the stadium. This is for everybody celebrating this championship, guys. They're passing through right now. Back to you all.
Don't come back to us. Keep going, Timothy. Keep going.
Oh, I could.
TP, thank you, man. Timothy Parker. I'll tell you what. Aside from the players and the fans, I don't know if there's anyone who enjoyed themselves more than maybe Nikki, Kristen Longo, and Timothy Parker. They've enjoyed themselves this whole entire NFL Super Bowl experience.
Look at all those people there. I think the Rams would probably be the first ones to admit they didn't know what the turnout would be like for the parade today, because this is only year 6 of them coming back and still trying to build up their fan base in this city. I think this shot, some of these shots we have seen, and they haven't even gotten to where the stage is in front of the Coliseum. This says a lot about what this team has done in the city of Los Angeles and the footprint they have already made.
There seems to be infinite confetti, because they're going to be able to go this whole ride with the confetti there as you see them going down, as Timothy said, Exposition, heading their way towards the Coliseum, where, as John, you just mentioned, we saw earlier, Kristen Longo's there, a couple other folks. There are a lot of people already there excited about this, ready to celebrate their team. The return of a team for many like yourself who've been fans for, was that, I don't even want to guess. Gil, you're my spirits, man. What are we popping here? It was light blue, Gil. Get on it, Gil. I saw the Don Julio, the 1942 from Matthew Stafford.
There we go.
And there's OBJ now. Folks are probably good, John. They're going to keep that shirt forever. What if their shirt or their hat or whatever got some of that champagne on there? You see Cooper Kupp. By the way, you see probably the most in-shape coach in all of the NFL. Look at Sean McVay with the pecs out.
He's not missing any workouts himself, that's for sure. Work hard, play hard, and you become champions.
And it pays off, right? You can see folks are thoroughly enjoying themselves. You know what was also cool, John? I was out the NFL experience. And sometimes you forget, like, for instance, you see all these officers right now in the motorcade, right? They're fans.
Yeah.
Well, I was there at the NFL experience all week, and you saw officers where they'd have their break, you know, their lunch. They would go to the NFL shop, buy up all their Rams stuff. I was there one day actually grabbing myself something. This was late. We were already done shooting. And he was going in, and he was on the phone with his wife, and she said, you know, he got a big size. And she said, what are you trying to say? You know, he got me a bigger size jersey, so we had to get the right one. And you see these officers, you forget they're enjoying this moment too. You know, this is something for them. I got to be the one to escort the world champion Los Angeles Rams on that day when they won back in 2022. It's an awesome experience for them as well.
Making their way down Figueroa right now. They will be arriving at the LA Memorial Coliseum, the very first home of the Los Angeles Rams when they moved here from Cleveland back in 1946. They played there through 1979 before they moved down to Anaheim for a little bit. And then ultimately they transported and moved to St. Louis. And actually Stan Kroenke played a little bit of a role in them moving to St. Louis. He already realized Georgia Frontiere wanted to move the team, wanted to take it was somewhat of a money grab and go to another city. St. Louis was offering a lot. And so Stan Kroenke was able to buy into the franchise about 30%, help them move to St. Louis. But then after Georgia Frontiere passed away in 2010, about 2 years later, Stan Kroenke bought the Rams from the Frontiere family. I think it was from George's son. And I think shortly after that, the wheels were in motion to bring the Rams back to Los Angeles, because we saw him wearing a shirt on that bus that says, Rams love LA. And Stan Kroenke's a Missouri guy through and through. He was born there. He went to high school there, went to college at Mizzou. And even he, a Missouri guy, took the Rams out of Missouri, brought them back home here to Los Angeles. And boy, this is just such an awesome sight for someone like myself and so many other Rams fans who were fans long before they left this city for St. Louis.
Well, I would say, you know, it's one of those things, even folks like myself who've been here now for 11 years, you just say, this is why you love LA. You get teams that compete, you know, and I obviously myself with the Dodgers, they don't just rest on their laurels. Okay, well, we're good. We've done enough. No, they go and they try to get better players. They try to upgrade, and they try to win. The Lakers, let's go get Anthony Davis. Let's go get LeBron. Let's win. The Rams did the same thing from an organizational standpoint. And you see Aaron Donald there. I believe
the shirt's off now. It's officially party time.
Okay, all right.
I mean, if you looked like that, I would never wear a shirt if I looked like that.
There, Aaron. Wait a minute. For those who don't know, defensive tackles are not supposed to look like that.
They all have a belly. He's got a six-pack.
What the heck is that? Okay, that's just ridiculous.
The best football player on the planet right there. That's him. Shirts off, enjoying and soaking it all in.
That's utterly, again, I'm just going to say this for those who don't know. Defensive tackles never look like that.
Especially if you've been in a locker room after a game and you see them.
Yeah, you and I, you know, we've been in those locker rooms.
Nobody looks like Aaron Donald.
Nobody looks, I mean, some running backs don't look like, most running backs don't look like, that's incredible. But again, this goes to the hard work of this team. Aaron Donald could easily just say, hey, I'm good, I'm better than most, and rest there. No, he's still in the gym. He still wants to be better, and I need to get in the gym so I can be better.
And that's part of what it takes to become champions. And Kobe Bryant was always all about this, that your best players have to be the hardest workers. And guys like Aaron Donald, clearly the hardest working guy when you see that body right there. And so many other players on this team, they set that same example, and that's another reason why they're champs.
And Matthew Stafford, you know I know him well. He came here and got in better shape. And you can go back to Clayton Kershaw. You know, he has a world-renowned, meticulous preparation for his game. I mean, it's just one of those things. And speaking of Matthew Stafford, there he is now. For those of you just joining, or maybe just, you know, follow the team a bit, you don't know his journey. What a journey. He went to a losing franchise, and he didn't pout. We've seen before where Eli Manning said, I don't want to go to the Chargers. You know, you've had play. John Elway did it. He didn't want to go to a team. You had Matthew Stafford said, I'll go to the 0-16 Lions. And to his credit, made them a real team where you had to beat the Lions, and even made the postseason a few times. And was competitive for a while, but it was ups and downs, a whole lot of downs for him. And it was hard for him to leave, John. He didn't want to leave the people. He didn't want to give up on the fan base. But at a certain point, he had to go for himself and for the family. That guy, Sean McVay, the head coach, played a big role in getting him here. And now it paid dividends, right? Jared Goff was good.
Right.
He was solid, took him to the Super Bowl. But they said, we need to upgrade. We got to stay on pace. We're trying to be one of the great teams in here in L.A., like the Dodgers and Lakers. They were able to get Matthew Stafford, and the rest is history.
And since you were a Detroit Lions fan for so long, and you know Matthew Stafford, you watched every one of his games, you probably know this stat. But being here, I never paid attention to Matthew Stafford when he played for the Lions because they were always irrelevant. But the stat that jumped out to me, and still to me is mind-boggling, since he came into the NFL in 2009, he has more come from behind game-winning drives at the end of games than any other quarterback in the game since he got here in 2009. Tom Brady, he was playing since 2009. Aaron Rodgers, he was playing since 2009. And here's a guy who was on a terrible Lions team. And nobody's led more game-winning drives than that guy since 2009.
And this is the first NFL championship parade here that you're seeing with the Rams. Again, the team that just came back. And John, we've been kind of talking about the journey. Matthew Stafford, I want to see him get a ball here because I want to see him chuck one to somebody.
I mean, Tom Brady did it last year.
Yeah, well, Tom Brady got carried away. He got COVID, he threw the trophy at people, other boats. Tom Brady was living his best life, as you see Aaron Donald again. Just, fellas, you know, just let your lady enjoy this moment. Sometimes in life, you got to let somebody have a win. And this is one of those moments for sure.
It's the first Super Bowl parade here in Los Angeles, even when the Raiders won. It was only year 2 for them, so they didn't have as much of a fan base yet. So they didn't have a parade back there in 1984.
Isn't that strange?
This is the first one. The first one. And the Rams only in year 6 of their return. And look at the turnout we have here in downtown Los Angeles making their way to the Coliseum.
And you say only, you know, the 6th year. This is their 2nd Super Bowl appearance. Obviously winning this one, but so it's starting to become kind of the norm. Hey, every couple of years, let's go ahead and go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and everybody's always asking, well, can they get back next year? Well, yes, I mean, they certainly can, but they went to the Super Bowl. They played in Super Bowl 53. Didn't make the playoffs the following year. Look at the 2 teams who were in it last year, the Tampa Bay Bucks, Kansas City Chiefs. They didn't make the Super Bowl this year. It is so difficult to make it to one Super Bowl, let alone make it back the next year. Yes, some teams have done it. Tom Brady's done it. Even the Chiefs went back-to-back to back-to-back Super Bowls. Lost last year's, did not make it there this year.
2001, Los Angeles Rams. You know well all about this, John. 500,000. Matter of fact, I want to make it sound a little bit bigger. 500,000 folks were there for the championship parade with the 2001 Lakers. Don't know the number, obviously, on this one, but I want to echo something you're saying. Listen, I was doing sports radio when the Rams were considering, remember, considering it was the Raiders, it was the Chargers, it was the Rams. Will it be one team? Will it be two teams that come? Ends up being the Rams and the Chargers. Here's Aaron Donald is looking like he's celebrating getting another sack. You see his lady next to him. She's got the baby bouncing. The baby's like, look, can y'all keep it down here? Can you keep it down for a baby? But where I was going with this is, you know, the Rams, we talked about. No one wants them, you know, oh, they don't, boo, bring the Raiders. Okay, maybe, you know, look at this crowd. Look at how excited folks are about this. Somebody else who's excited, and I'm sure she's surrounded by excited folks, would be Lorene Ayub. Lorene, I'm gonna pick my voice up because I'm sure it's loud where you are. Lorene, talk to us.
Kelvin, this is the moment that all LA Rams have been waiting for. The team is here, they're waving, they're clapping, everyone is just recording, getting their selfie moment. This is the spirit of victory that LA has been needing, has been wanting for years now. So, you know, I've spoken with fans here who've been telling me that this is a moment not just for the LA Rams, it's for the Dodgers, it's for the Lakers, it's for the Black Mamba. It really is for all of Los Angeles. This is a moment of victory, of celebration, of pure joy. Look, we've been through a lot. You got Lakers love right here. You got Rams love. I mean, this is so beautiful because it really shows you that sports, it brings people together. You got folks of all backgrounds. Look at this. Players are here. Fans are telling me they're really excited to be here because they're actually able to see their favorite players up close and personal. You know, for those who couldn't afford a ticket to the Super Bowl, this is their moment. This is their ticket right here, right now. And what an incredible moment of new energy. You got new energy in an old, iconic location like the Coliseum. Talk about a full circle moment. This is a full circle moment, guys. And it really is incredible, incredible. Folks are ready to meet them at the front there, at the entrance to the Coliseum. It's incredible. It's incredible. Let me tell you, joy is contagious. Joy is contagious, and everyone here is laughing, smiling. It's such a beautiful sight to see, guys. Such a beautiful sight. You got the cheerleaders, players coming up. Incredible.
Lorene, thank you so much. As we inch our way closer to the Coliseum, you're looking at Cooper Kupp, your Super Bowl MVP, someone who was doubted pretty much his whole career, high school, college, even in the pros. Even when he was having successful years, John, they would say, oh, well, it's the system, or it's just that, or that's just a fluke year or two.
Well, how about what if Cooper Kupp doesn't tear his ACL back in 2018, late in that season, and he was available for the Super Bowl against the Patriots? Maybe they score more than 3 points. Maybe they score more than the 13 points that the Patriots got, and maybe we're talking about a second Super Bowl title in 4 years.
Well, we're going to check in now with Kristen Lago, who's right there as they're inching closer to the Coliseum. Kristen, I know it is madness going on right now.
It is madness, it is chaos, it is excitement, it is adrenaline. The buses are passing me right now. I can see Aaron Donald, I can see Matthew Stafford, head coach Sean McVay, and actually left tackle Andrew Whitworth. A fun fact about him, not only is he celebrating this Super Bowl win on top of that bus right now, he's flanked by his twins who are celebrating their birthday today. I think what better way to celebrate that than with thousands and thousands of your closest Rams fans. But yes, everyone is excited here. Everyone's kind of moving towards the stage at this point, trying to get a look at their favorite players, their favorite coaches. And I think as everyone has been saying this morning, it's just such a special moment for the city of Los Angeles. They haven't been able to celebrate a championship in so long, and this is their first time getting to celebrate a Super Bowl championship as Los Angeles Rams fans. So a big moment for this city. The bus is slowly creeping by. I think the last one is coming up now here at Christmas Tree Lane here in Exposition Park. Everyone trying to get a
get in on this party and celebrate the Rams. I know I am too, because you know me, I'm an LA native. This is my home here, and it's an exciting time for LA. So a great moment as the buses come by.
Well, let me tell you something, John. If there's somebody who's going to have a good time, it's Kristen Lago. Kristen Lago is going to have a great time. She's going to find a way to celebrate. Look at him right there. Stan Kroenke, the owner. He is, of course, Rams love L.A. Yes. He made it happen. $5 billion stadium, SoFi Stadium.
It's probably a couple billion more than he was hoping to pay for it. Went a little over budget, but
a little bit.
He had the extra coin laying around to get it done for $5 billion and state of the art.
That's chump change. That's chump change for him, John. $5 billion. That ain't nothing. Getting closer to SoFi Stadium, SoFi Stadium, I should say, Coliseum. Was it 4, 5, 6 buses?
5 buses.
Players, coaches, their significant others, their family, their kids. This is just an awesome experience for them. Again, you see the MVP right there. Cooper Kupp talking with Sean McVay. He's got on his Black Mamba jersey honoring the late, great Kobe Bryant, who knew a little thing about celebrations, got 5 trophies when he was a Laker.
And Kobe used to always say, job's not finished.
Job's not finished.
And that's how they felt, because they lost the Super Bowl 3 years ago, and they came back this year after they beat the 49ers to get to the Super Bowl. They realized job is not finished, and this time they did finish the job.
They're finishing this parade here shortly. They're going to get ready for the celebration. And that's going to be, John, where we get some of those magical moments, right? Where players,
anything can happen.
They're a little sauced up. They might say some things, might get some dance moves. There might be some stumbles. You never know what you're going to get. I think Aaron Donald, for those of you who may recall a few years back when the Cleveland Cavaliers won the NBA championship, and J.R. Smith, remember he went days without a shirt?
Well, we've already seen Aaron Donald and a couple other guys. They've decided to take their shirts off as well.
There he is right there. I think Aaron Donald is going to be shirtless for the next 48 hours. You can see there his lady, and she's probably saying, oh, go ahead, enjoy your moment. Live it up, enjoy it.
Complaining.
There's a beautiful moment where after the game he's laying on the turf there with his lady, his children.
He promised his daughter that she'd be able to play in the confetti, and this was after they lost 3 years ago. Said, I promise someday we're going to get to play in the confetti, and they got a chance to do that.
And they're still playing in it with the infinite confetti going on right there. I mean, John, you have kids, I have kids. You know, you do a little confetti at a birthday party. Nothing like that.
Oh, my goodness.
Good, I got to step my game up. Von Miller, another man who came over here, was already a Super Bowl winner and an MVP when he was with the Denver Broncos, but wanted to come over. Excited to be a part of what was happening here, and a big part. He had a great game, couple of sacks in the Super Bowl. He was really found his groove late in the season with the Rams and was able to be a big part of the Super Bowl championship win.
Yeah, well, I know that Big Wit, he wins for shirt of the day. I don't think he's going to take his shirt off like Aaron Donald, which is just fine, but to have that shirt on with a young Cooper Kupp is absolutely priceless.
What size? We're going triple X?
That's got to be more than 3X.
You think so?
I think that's more than 3.
It's still
the guy is 6'8", 340 pounds, something ridiculous like that. Just a mountain of a man.
Listen, this is the European fit era right now, okay?
That's true. That's true.
John Hartung, Kelvin Washington with you here, Spectrum News 1, having a great time. You see fans running now to get a better and closer look at the team, the buses, the players. Again, as the top of the hour, you're going to have the actual celebration. We're going to hear from owner Stan Kroenke, probably hear from general manager Les Snead. You'll hear from Kevin Demoff, COO. You'll hear from Sean McVay, down to the players. Of course, you're going to hear from quarterback Matthew Stafford. There's Sean McVay laughing it up. They said we couldn't do it. They said we wouldn't win again. Having a great time there. I wonder what's in his cup, John.
I don't know, but you see all of those fans there. I think that is just an awesome sight. I just love seeing that. How many people are out to celebrate this day with the Los Angeles Rams, bringing home that first Lombardi trophy for the Rams in the city of Los Angeles. And I can't wait to hear what they're going to have to say.
That's what we're going to get some moments.
It was only a mile ride, but that was an hour. And I saw a few beverages being consumed.
Oh, without a doubt.
And who knows what was going on before the parade as well.
You're saying it was a little free game action?
I have a feeling this is going to be an entertaining rally that the Rams are about to have there in front of the Coliseum.
So I'm going Von Miller for just country boy, going to have a hilarious moment. Okay. By the way, this isn't the real. I'm shocked. I'm not sure I've seen Von Miller without I guess we'll call it a cowboy hat. Have you ever seen that, Gil?
He's usually wearing some kind of hat.
Well, he has on a ball cap, but he usually has on some type of cowboy hat. Super stylish, yeah. So this is actually mild for him. But again, he's my leading candidate for the crazy wild moment at the podium there. We'll see a little bit.
I have a feeling Aaron Donald's got something up his sleeve. Well, if he were wearing a shirt, he'd have it up his sleeve.
Maybe he'll...
I have a feeling he
500 push-ups, something like that.
He seems like he's already in a mood.
Yeah, and Odell Beckham Jr. there, you see him on the back corner there in the black tee with about $500,000 in jewelry around his neck, maybe $1 million in jewelry around his neck.
And who knows? I mean, you got to celebrate this moment this way because you never know if you ever make it back.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. So, as fans, we all get excited. Dude, they're going to have Matthew Stafford and this player and Cooper Kupp. Dan Marino was arguably the greatest quarterback ever at that time, or best ever, you know, and folks were like, oh, he'll be back. He got there a little early, first couple of years in the league. He'll be back. Never got back.
Right.
And you look at some other, Aaron Rodgers. How many times, John, do we say this is the year he's going to get back?
My son is still waiting.
Yeah, great point. Yeah.
He's still waiting. He barely remembers that Super Bowl when he was 7 years old watching them back in 2010. And that's the thing. Aaron Rodgers, he got back one other time, but they lost.
They lost, and he hasn't been back since.
And yet we keep favored to get back several other times, and they've lost in the playoffs before the Super Bowl.
So you got to take advantage of this, celebrate, enjoy it. Now, again, they're going to get back to work. As you see the Coliseum there, getting ready to
taking out the NASCAR track, so that's what that's all about. They had a NASCAR race there a couple weeks ago.
I will say they picked a bad time. Well, there's never a bad time to win a Super Bowl. However, you got the Lakers got a game, so Staples Center was occupied.
Yep.
The Super Bowl, the NFL takes over. Even if it's your stadium, a la SoFi, the NFL takes over because they have to de-Super Bowl the stadium there. So they take over for a couple weeks, so you can't have it there. So you got the Rams kind of, all right, where can we go? We're just going to have to be in front of the Coliseum.
Because their first home when they came back from St. Louis was there at the Coliseum. If the NASCAR track wasn't being dug up at this point, they would have had it maybe inside the stadium, and they could have packed the stadium like the Lakers did. I thought that was so unique. The Lakers held that parade in 2009 through the streets of downtown LA and finished at the Coliseum. They had the court, the Lakers court. They're set up at the Coliseum, and they filled the place. That was really a special day. And here we are with the Rams having their victory celebration in front of the Coliseum instead of inside because of, like you said, no other place was available in the city of Los Angeles. But still, it's going to be a great show.
And you know what's funny about that is because as a busy city, and by the way, it's only going to get more busy around here. You got so many different things coming. March Madness will be here in a couple of years. You got the Olympics coming. I mean, there's a million things coming. You kind of got a plan, right? Hey, we got to make these things in advance. Who knew, even the NFL, when they were like, SoFi is going to host the Super Bowl, that the LA team would then be there, and which would also be why, again, they got to tear down the state, you know, get all the Super Bowl stuff up. You couldn't house them.
You just won the Super Bowl. Keep the Super Bowl stuff up. Let us have our party there.
Listen, stop making sense, John. All right, that's your problem. You're too rational. Making sense over here. There you can see that is the podium in which you're going to have the players and coaches. Cool. It does look super cool right there. And speaking of whoever that gentleman is right there on the phone, he's looking, yeah, that's me. Yeah, I'm next to Vaughn right now.
I'm on TV right now? Okay.
I'm on TV right now. Yeah, you know, this is how we do it, baby. Super Bowl champs. I know I didn't play, per se, but that's all right. Maybe that's a father.
Why you got to assume he didn't play? He looks too old?
Well, yeah, I'm going to jump on a limb and say that's maybe Von Miller's father or you know, uncle or something. Big brother. I'm going to jump out on the limb there. I could be wrong. I don't know every single player. Maybe there's one I don't know. But I do know him. That's Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Credits so much of his success with his family. You know, John, obviously we're not pro athletes, but even just what you do, your family supports you. You got to miss a lot of things, especially pro athletes, right? You can't go to everything. You got to work out. You got training camp. You see Whitworth there with his wonderful wife and their children. By the way, happy birthday to the twin boys.
Yes. What a way to celebrate their birthday. We're going to follow Dad and celebrate on this party bus through the streets of downtown Los Angeles and have a big rally. And I just think it is so cool about Cooper Kupp. You were mentioning him earlier, being the Super Bowl MVP and his road that he traveled to get to this point and how nobody thought he would ever become what he became. And actually, when he was in high school, he was known better as a defensive back. than he was as a wide receiver. And all he did was in high school break high school records and then not recruited. Finally gets an offer after his senior year was completed, gets an offer to go play at Eastern Washington. Goes there, breaks all kinds of school records, conference records, NCAA records for receiving. The Rams make him a third-round draft pick, and here he is, just arguably had the greatest season of any wide receiver in the history of the game this year.
He just keeps putting up the numbers, keeps putting in the work. By the way, I need that hat. I've seen a lot of that. In these special moments, I've seen a lot of these cool, the upside-down LA hat. I need that. So if you're listening, let me know. Tag me, KW Live, where I can get that. Celebrations continue. You got the spirits all around. And not to mention, we've had our reporters out there, and they're saying how they're, documenting the moment. Well, so are the players, right? They want to remember this. So you see them with their selfie sticks and capturing these moments. They can't all have Jeff, our camera operator, out there. Cool moment. You see in, what is it, well, I don't think we need assistance. Well, some folks may need assistance. Let me say that 213. That
Los Angeles Rams.
They might need some assistance. There's been celebrating it for a while there.
So it looks like they're circling in around the Coliseum right there. Saw the side shot of it. And they will make their way up to the stage where you see a lot of the fans there. They're starting to file in and pack the grass there, getting ready for this victory celebration.
You mentioned full circle. Obviously, they played there years ago. They've come back to LA. They play there. The Coliseum has been so, it's an iconic, historic place here as they do something and they bring the first championship to the Rams back here to LA. And it's been a journey. Again, they come here, lack of fanfare, slowly build up what folks and fans call the Ramily. Build up the Ramily. I was there. I was working sports radio at the time, and we were out there during their first Ramily parade. And, you had some dedicated folks who said, look, they left me, but they're back, and I'm back, As you see the championship belt there, excitement all over. And they built this thing slowly, right? They did it the right way. They went out. They got the right coach. They got the right GM, the right COO. They got the right owner who, by the way, when I was telling the story about Andrew Whitworth and teaming up with Matthew Stafford out there, that meeting, the chance meeting in Cabo. Well, the part of that story I left out was Sean McVay calling owner Stan Kroenke and saying, you're never going to believe this. Matthew Stafford's in Cabo. Can I talk to him? I would love to try to make something happen. He said, Sean, I'm busy. I'm on a jet getting ready to go take care of business. I trust you.
Exactly.
And that trust goes from the top all the way down the bottom.
He lets the football people make the football decisions. And
God forbid.
I mean, because some other teams, they don't do that. And you said that they slowly built this thing up. And I think a lot of other owners out there would say, really? Year 3 back in Los Angeles, this team was in the Super Bowl. I mean, they were terrible when they first came back here from St. Louis, and then Sean McVay became the coach in year 2. They won the division. Year 3, they're in the Super Bowl. 3 years after that, they're Super Bowl champions. So they've had a great run of success and built this thing up, I would say, pretty quickly for a team that in their time in St. Louis, they were there for 21 years. Their last 12 years in St. Louis, they didn't have a single winning season. Not one. So they come to LA, so they knew they had a lot of work to do. They drafted Jared Goff, and they signed some other free agents. They got a new coach in Sean McVay, and they've built this up pretty quickly.
The right way. They built it up the right way, and there's trust throughout there. As they are getting right behind, you can see they're pulling up behind the parade. You can see the stage there. They're going to stop here shortly. That's a great shot there. You can see it now perfectly. They're going to stop the buses, get all the players, coaches, family, everybody off, get them on stage, and then you're going to have the moment we've been talking about, who's going to speak, right? You kind of know the line of players and coaches you're going to hear from, but who's going to have those moments that will last forever? Who's going to decide to never put on a shirt again? I'm going Aaron Donald.
That's going to be the one who's on all the newscasts all night long and all the Sports Center highlight shows, be replaying their soundbite. Who's going to be the one?
Well, I can tell you, somebody help me out here. What is the workout thing as you hear Kendrick Lamar, we're going to be all right playing? What's the workout thing that LeBron is endorsing right now, or maybe a partner with? I saw Serena Williams of the Total. I'm jumping out on a limb here, John.
Yes.
That Aaron Donald's going to get a call. His agent's going to get a call. As you see them load up, get ready to hop on the stage here in a moment, Aaron Donald's going to get a call from Total and say, hey, you want to work with us? Because you are in shape.
Well, LeBron, I know that he was wishing that they could be a part of this victory celebration as well, and some of the Dodger players also, they were even tweeting out, let's have a parade for all of us. But no, the Rams deserve to have their own day, and today is the day. And if they want to have some party after this and incorporate everybody, I think that would be fun for the city of Los Angeles. But let the Rams have their day. This is the first time in the city of Los Angeles we have had a Super Bowl championship parade.
You know what they're doing right now? They're hustling and motivate. That's a little hustle and motivate right now in the background from late, great Nipsey Hussle. As you see, Sean McVay putting on a little chapstick. Make sure he's looking right. As Tim Parker said earlier, looking Hollywood. He's got the looks, got the shades, in shape.
Attention to detail. That's what that's all about.
Listen, listen, as he puts it on, John, you and I have been talking for nearly 2 hours. Let me put some chapstick on myself.
Let me take a sip of water.
Let me take a sip of water as you listen to some Nipsey Hussle and enjoy the sights and views of your championship Rams in the parade.
Yeah, Nipsey Hussle and Kendrick Lamar, we heard him playing as well, and we saw him at the Super Bowl halftime show and incorporating some of the icons of music here in the city of Los Angeles, and it continues today. And boy, and everybody's smiling. It's the way it should be. This is such a great moment for all these guys to truly soak it all in, celebrate the moment as Super Bowl champions.
Trophies and belts. You even got reporters getting in and jumping in and high-fiving and hugging players. Great moment, man.
Get selfies with them.
You know, this is one of those things. They're enjoying it now. They're going to enjoy it even more in the future because they're going to remember the memories, going to remember their teammates and remember their players. Right now, they think they're celebrating, and they are. But these memories are going to last forever. You've been around with players who've won, and they talk about, they just reflect on the memories, reflect on that great time with their players. As you see the podium there, there's still the buses behind. They're getting ready to hop on the stage. They're here shortly. We're going to cover it, have you going for at least, at minimum, another hour here with Spectrum News 1. As John Hartung is next to me, Kelvin Washington. As I say, John, I'm going to have you take it away here for a moment as I get down here. Do about 50 push-ups real quick.
Are you going to do 50 push-ups?
Yeah, I'm going to channel my Aaron Donald.
I want to do some sit-ups as well.
Well, we'll
got to get the abs
listen, one
going.
at a time here, okay? One at a time.
You can only do so much in the next 60 seconds. I'm just saying. That right there, I don't know how long it takes to get a physique looking like that, especially for a defensive line.
Okay, I'm going to stop. I can't quit talking about it. I got to quit talking about it. But it doesn't make sense. He's not supposed to be looking like that as a defensive tackle.
You're not supposed to look like Mr. Olympia.
No.
When you're out there playing defensive tackle.
He looks like The Rock.
Your belly is supposed to be hanging over your belt.
By the way, and there, yeah, exactly. For those of you you've got, as they say, I've got time. Hit Google and put in defensive tackle and hit images. They don't look like that. He's in better shape than Odell Beckham Jr., and that makes no sense. There's Odell Beckham Jr. right there.
Yeah, they broke the mold when they were done making that guy because he is a freak of nature. And part of the reason why many consider him the greatest defensive football player of all time.
He's right there. Deion Sanders, Lawrence Taylor,
yep.
Reggie White, Ray Lewis. He's in that group.
Him in that fourth quarter.
He dominated.
Wrecking guys. And in that last drive the Bengals had, you could just see he was willing his team to victory and just doing whatever it took to make sure that the Bengals didn't get that extra yard to pick up the first down.
Hey, got a question for you, John.
Yeah.
What goes better, that shot we just saw there, Matthew Stafford with Cooper Kupp? I mean, they're like Oreo cookies and milk, peanut butter and jelly, burger and fries.
From day one of minicamp, these two guys got together, and they spent so many hours together. And you talk about what people do behind the scenes when others aren't watching. There was so much time and preparation that went into it, and the fact that they clicked in the way that they did, really from day one.
Well, you got to step your game up, John.
Gil, what you got?
Gil, that's Bel Air. Little Bel Air right there. First of all, that's
the size bottle that I normally buy myself. I don't know about you.
No, that's the size of my middle child, Cameron. He just had Cameron on his shoulder.
And it cost about as much, too.
Yeah, exactly. No, John, my baby's priceless. Look, and we've seen some really, really cool gear, too. Super Bowl gear.
As much as the Camry.
Yeah, okay. And I'll tell you what, man, the party is beginning.
Here we go.
Nikki K and Kristen Lago and Timothy Parker, they're going to know if there's a party on a Wednesday night afterwards tonight. They'll know where that is, too. Hey, hey.
They're feeling good already. I mean, you can tell. And they haven't even opened that thing yet.
You know who's going to make some money tonight? Uber.
They got buses to take them home.
Yeah, but their party's going to still go. They might, John, you know good and well they got to go to In-N-Out after this, right? They got to go. The bus is going to take them back to where everybody started.
That's true.
Then they got to go to In-N-Out. Then they got to go see their friends over here or there.
But they've got designated drivers with them.
Right, Uber.
I mean, with them in their traveling party.
They're going to go and shout out to Tam's. Tam's Burger. We did a story. Who did? Kate Cagle did a story on them. You saw them get some love. They get some Super Bowl love there with Snoop and Dre and everybody. Shout out to Tam's Burgers. You see, Whitworth probably could down a few of those. Andrew Whitworth. Happy birthday to the twins there, his sons. And if you're wondering,
tackle, but that looks more like what a defensive tackle would look like as well.
Yeah.
They don't look like Aaron Donald.
And he's in great shape, by the way, Andrew
And he's
Whitworth.
strong as an ox.
Okay, look at that bottle.
I mean, it just keeps getting bigger. What's going to be rolled in next?
This is getting, okay. Something's going on. Do they have that little magic supersizer, like something that my girls watch cartoons? It's bigger than a trophy, John.
I mean, there has to be a reason they're bringing them all out to the stage. I just want to know what's going to happen once they get up there.
When I say MC Hammer, they're going to be MC Hammer, but they deserve it. They want. And there's another person without a shirt that is reminding me of the work that I have to do.
Goodness.
And the lack of testosterone that happens after the age of 40, Gil.
I mean, take a sip and pass it down. Or is he going to spray that?
They're getting sprayed with that. No, see, there you go. This is absolutely for the spraying. He's got to step his weight up because that bottle looked big an hour ago. Now, what we've seen, and he's been hanging on to that trophy the entire day.
Yeah, he's not letting go of that. And why not?
They're still playing some more Nipsey Hussle going on.
OBJ not letting go of that Lombardi trophy. All the years of blood, sweat, and tears, they say, in those days, two-a-days in high school when it's 110 degrees and humid in Louisiana. All for a moment like this. Both of those guys, couple Louisiana guys, Big Wit, OBJ, LSU guys.
It's good to see John to jump in here. That OBJ was, obviously he's going to have surgery if he hasn't already had the surgery, but, he's moving around. And, again, for those who don't know, he had an ACL tear. He's coming off of a rough one a couple of seasons ago. He had a bad one, too. So, but you know what? It's all worth it. I'm sure he wouldn't change it any other way. Was able to get a touchdown grab, have some success in that first half.
Made a huge
before the
impact
injury.
before the injury.
Exactly, before the injury. And we were talking about it. Everyone's focusing on Cooper Kupp, so he was able to dominate. People forget. However great Cooper Kupp is, OBJ was that, if not greater, some seasons ago.
Yeah.
Speaking of Cooper Kupp, there he is right there with the late, great Mamba on. You see the gentleman in the back with the sweater. That is Sam. He's the voice of the Rams.
Yes, he is. You see him at a lot of these events, but especially this one being the voice of the Rams at SoFi Stadium.
Whose house? I'm sorry, I had to go there. I had to do it one time.
Skill, and how come the guys here and Lewis
Actually,
and
John, I didn't want to make that up. You guys are,
what is going on? You need to do your part.
We've been talking for 2 hours.
Working cameras and
I said, whose house? And not one person, John.
Not one person helped you out.
No, I don't know. Now they say do it again. Should we give him another chance, John?
Give him one more chance.
Whose house? Whose house?
All right, that's a little better.
I know we don't have the 1942 bottle of spirits around here, but geez. We're going to toss it over now as they get ready to celebrate and turn up one time as they are the Super Bowl 56 champs. Let's go Rams.
56 champions, your 2021 Los Angeles Rams. He high points the football and has the 6. Touchdown, LA! Throws the fade, back shoulder. Cooper Kupp's got it! Cooper Kupp brings it in! Touchdown! He's hit, he's sacked, he throws it away! Rings for the Rams!
trophy for Los Angeles. 23-20 is the final. Welcome once again, everyone. Thank you so much for being here to celebrate these Los Angeles Rams. Over the next hour, we're going to hear from Sean McVay. We're going to hear from Aaron Donald and Super Bowl 56 MVP Cooper Kupp and so many others. But let's begin this celebration with a few words from our elected officials, our guests of honor. And to begin this stage celebration, if he can find his way to the podium, please give a warm welcome to the mayor of Inglewood, the home of SoFi Stadium, Mayor James T. Butts.
Hello, Los Angeles. Now listen up, you guys. I'm James Butts. I'm the mayor of Inglewood. I was born and raised and educated in Los Angeles, 59th Street Elementary School, Horace Mann Junior High, Crenshaw High, and Cal State. I left to go to Inglewood when I was 19. Inglewood is what provided these dancers and our band. I left to go to Santa Monica to be the police chief and then back to Los Angeles working for the airport system in charge of counterterrorism. My father took me to my first Rams game at the Coliseum in 1963 when I was 10 years old. Those were the days of the fearsome foursome, Deacon Jones, Merlin Olsen, Rosie Greer, and Lamar Lundy. It is such a joy to congratulate Stan Kroenke, Kevin Demoff, Les Snead, and Tony Pastors for building a world champion NFL team. Let's hear it for Coach Sean McVay. Let's hear it for Matthew Stafford, Super Bowl quarterback. Odell Beckham Jr., who came back from a severe knee injury to help us win this Super Bowl. And let's hear it for Errol Donald and Cooper Kupp and all the players who made us champions. Now, I want to tell Stan I'm so fired up. I've been training, and I'm going to come out for outside linebacker next year because I want to be part of this. Now, please remember, the Rams were born in Los Angeles, and they'll always be the Los Angeles Rams. But now, they play in Stan Kroenke's Palace on Prairie in the city of Inglewood, and we call them the Los Angeles Rams of Inglewood, California. Inglewood and LA are now forever bonded together. I have a presentation to make to Stan Kroenke if he's anywhere around here. In 114 years the city has existed, there's only been one key to the city ever presented. And that was to Issa Rae, whose show Insecure put us back on the map. Let's hear it for Issa. Stan Kroenke has put Inglewood back on the top of the world, and we thank and honor the Rams. Right behind you. Champions of Super Bowl 56. Congratulations, Stan.
Oh, thank you, man.
Second key in 114 years. Let's hear it for Stan Kroenke.
Thank you. Well, we always say, whose house? Now we say, whose trophy? Okay. Thank you all. And I appreciate James and appreciate Eric Garcetti for helping us bring the Rams back in such a good way. And thanks to all you fans. You know, we've had some great champions in Los Angeles. I followed the Sandy Koufax, Don Drysdale to Dodgers. You know, obviously Kobe and all of them. But now we've got new champions. We've got them up here on the stage. You know their names. We know their names. Sean McVay, our coach. Unbelievable. We've got Von Miller. We've got Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp. And you can keep naming them. Aaron Donald, unbelievable. We've got new champions in L.A. So thank you all very much.
Thank you. You guys, we have Councilman Eloy Morales, Councilman Alex Padilla, Councilwoman Dionne Falk, the first black woman elected to Inglewood City Council, and my wife, Judy Butts, with the key. Thank you, guys. Inglewood and L.A. forever.
I told him
Come
I'm
here,
the one
Aisha,
for
our
the job,
city
no
clerk,
comments.
Aisha
And I'm
Thompson.
serious, period, no comments. Wanna enjoy my family and my friends with no drama and stack till I'm delirious, period.
All right, Mayor Butts, thank you for those words, uniting the greater Los Angeles area from the Super Bowl victory at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood to this amazing celebration at the original home of the Rams, the LA Memorial Coliseum. Next, for a special proclamation from the City of Los Angeles, please welcome City Council member for District 9, host for this championship parade and rally, Councilman Curran Price.
Yeah, good morning, Los Angeles. And good morning to the new ninth. I'm excited to be here to celebrate our Los Angeles Rams and their tremendous accomplishments of winning Super Bowl 56 to culminate the 2021 NFL season. As a former council member in Inglewood, I'm extremely proud of the city of Inglewood, the city of LA, and LA County. And we got to experience the victory.
Hey, hold up. Back up for a second, baby. You gotta turn up.
Turn it up.
Because they not turned up enough.
All right. Turn yourself up.
Hold on. We out here.
Listen, let me tell you this. As a councilman in Inglewood in the 90s, we talked about a new stadium at Hollywood Park. But nothing like SoFi Stadium. Give it up for SoFi. I'm with my colleagues here, and I was proud to introduce a resolution to recognize the Rams for their great accomplishments. Here are just a few lines from it. The LA Rams are NFL's Super Bowl 56 champions, earning the franchise a second championship. And whereas the Rams have played in LA for more than 5 decades, including from 46 to 94, and then again starting in 2016, right here at the Coliseum. Whereas the Rams played their first 3 seasons back in the city of LA, in the site of the first Rose Bowl, and now therefore be resolved that by the adoption of this resolution, the LA City Council, along with the mayor, the city attorney, city council, to hereby congratulate the LA Rams on winning Super Bowl 56 and becoming the 2021 World Champions. Go Rams!
Sorry, James.
All right, whose house? Whose city? Whose house? Whose city? We want to hear from the players, so I'm going to be brief. I have 3 keys to this game and 3 keys to the city. They're going to Cooper Kupp. They're going to Aaron Donald. And Matthew Stafford already has his. They can unlock any door in LA any day. And it gives me great joy as mayor of the city of LA to declare Los Angeles Rams Day in LA. Whose house? Whose house? Go Rams!
And this is what it feels like.
Well, as everyone knows, the Rams' approach to roster building has been bold, it's been innovative, it's been distinctly Los Angeles. From drafting Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp to trading for Matthew Stafford and Von Miller and Jalen Ramsey, the architect behind it all, general manager of your Los Angeles Rams, here is Les Snead.
What's happening, Ramley? Hey, here's what I know. The late John Madden said that winning the Super Bowl was the highest of high. So you know what? Our players, our coaches, Stan, his family, every one of us in the organization who support him on that mission, and everyone out there, you know what? We know what that highest high feels like today. So in honor of the shirt, F them picks, we'll use them to go win more Super Bowls.
Hey guys. Hey, I don't know what that was, but we out here. Like, we out here. This for everybody. Hey, this for the whole city. Hey, this for the whole city. Hey, this for the whole city, baby. Hey, everybody, stand the fuck up. Yeah! Hey, everybody, stand the fuck up. And on the count of three, say world champs. 1, 2, 3, world champs. Let's go.
Gotta get this work. I don't waste no time. I be on my grind. Might be a little late, but I'm right on time. Yes, I have arrived. If you feeling like a winner, then put your hands up high. If you feeling like a winner, then put your hands up high.
Well, in his 5 seasons as head coach, the Rams have earned 55 regular season wins. They put together 5 straight victorious campaigns, including 3 NFC West titles, 4 trips to the playoffs, and now the man who has more postseason wins than any head coach in franchise history, the youngest to win a Super Bowl title. Welcome back to the podium, Sean McVay.
Let's go! Let's go! Hey, so grateful for all you guys here, but I can't say enough about this team, the resiliency, the mental toughness, Super Bowl champs. This shit will never, ever get old. Give it up for those players right there getting it done. Woo!
Sean, you're fond of saying that you win with your people. How did the 2021 Los Angeles Rams distinguish themselves and carry it to the finish line with their character?
The mental toughness, the resilience of this group, it took every single person. That's the best part about football. It's the greatest team sport there is. Our brightest stars shine their brightest, but man, it's about the team, and these guys are world champs. Told these guys the other day, 55 stories, 55 rings. Now there's 56 stories, 56 rings, and it's their story, your story too. Give it up for LA Rams, baby! World champions! Let's go!
All right, congratulations, Sean McVay. Now, at the quarterback position in his first season here in Los Angeles, he set franchise records. He was the best fourth quarter quarterback in the game yet again. The game-winning drive in the divisional in Tampa Bay against the 49ers at SoFi Stadium in the NFC Championship game. And the LA drive that won Super Bowl 56. Give it up for your QB1, Matthew Stafford.
We appreciate you guys so much, man. This is unbelievable to be out here today celebrating with you guys. It's an unbelievable journey we've been on. So many ups and downs, but you know what? You guys are right there with us, and we appreciate you every step of the way. I am so blessed to be a part of this team, man. So many unbelievable teammates and players that I get the chance to play with. I'm hugging up every single one of these guys right here, just pinching myself about the opportunity to play with these guys, about the opportunity to go to work with these guys. It is unbelievable. We are here today to celebrate you guys for cheering for us all this time, and for us for making it happen when we need to make it happen. You know what I mean?
Matthew, one short follow-up. You told your wife and your children after the game that you couldn't watch the final Bengals drive. Have you had a chance to see it since? And what do you make of the way that Aaron Donald finished it?
I'll tell you what. I'm kind of that guy that, hey, if I'm sitting down and I'm not watching, we're playing good on defense, I'm gonna keep doing that. I'm a little superstitious, so we were playing good when I was not watching on defense. So I sat down, looked at the ground, just said, hey, I know the defense going to make a play. And, I mean, come on with Aaron Donald, y'all. I mean, are we kidding? We throw a touchdown to Cooper Kupp, who makes the play. Give it up for Cooper Kupp. Ridiculous. The guy's unbelievable. And then Aaron Donald comes out and makes the play, 2 plays in a row, really, to get the job done for us. I didn't even know it was 4th down. I feel like a bad player for that, but you know what? At the same time, I'm damn happy to be standing up here with you guys celebrating this shit. Come on. Let's go, y'all. I'm going to bring us a little Southern hospitality to this. I appreciate y'all so much. You guys have been unbelievable. Unbelievable all year. And you know what? We appreciate you. Let's go.
Here's the shortest introduction in this entire celebration. The greatest of all time.
I've been having a little fun tonight, so if I stir my words, I apologize. But I dreamed this for long. We dreamed this for so long, man. So to be living it right now with you guys in LA, what? We world champions. This is what it's all about. All that hard work we put into this, all that straining through the all season, through camp, through the seat, all the ups and downs. It's for this experience right here. So to be living it right now with you guys, it's a dream come true. I dreamed about this for so long. So to be here right now, it's surreal, man. I'm so in the moment right now. Like I said, I've been drinking a little bit, so so we having a good time. It's gonna think like this for at least the end of the week. So we world champions. World champions. The last team standing. We the best in the world. That's what it's about, man. Look at this trophy right here. Look at it. This is for you guys. This is for the city of LA. We did it at home. Ain't no special way we celebrating with you guys tonight, and we're going to enjoy this, man. So I want you guys to enjoy this with us, man. Drink as much as we do tonight and live it up. We world champions. Let's go. Let's go.
Aaron, Sean McVay just tapped me on the shoulder. He wanted to know if you were interested in running it back.
Run it back! 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 Give it up for Aaron Donald. What a stud! Everything. We built a super team. We can bring the super team back. Why not run it back? We could be world champions. Dogwood! Dogwood!
Well, you may have seen the final moments of the Super Bowl celebration when Aaron embraced Von Miller and told him just how much his veteran presence meant to that closing stretch. Von is the last defensive player to win Super Bowl MVP. He did it with the Broncos in Super Bowl 50 to earn his first ring. Now he's got his second with Los Angeles. Von Miller is making his way to the microphone.
Let me tell you one thing about me. I'm a young, fresh about the CPT. The only thing on my mind is getting rich. Go hard on it, on the end. Like, run me my money. Run me my money. Run me my money. Like, run me my money. Run me my money. Call me AV. Run me my money.
Von, come on up. Von, come on up front. Take the Lombardi with you. As the legend goes, you brought a replica Lombardi trophy to the facility in Thousand Oaks so that you and your teammates and your coaches could visualize the final goal of this season. Can you tell us about why that was important and how much better is the real thing?
You know what? I just felt like we had a great team here, and as a man thinketh he is, we thought we was gonna be the world champions, and we did it. Hey, Flo, we did it, my boy.
You've played with some great ones.
Yep.
You're a great one and a future Hall of Famer yourself. What was it like to team with Aaron Donald in that stretch run?
Man, to team up with AD and Jalen Ramsey and Leonard Floyd and, you know, this outside linebackers room. We got Coach Thad. Coach Thad, man, did an incredible job, man. Hey, it's an honor and a privilege to be here, man. It's crazy, man. This shit crazy.
Vaughn, when you arrived in Los Angeles, you talked about bringing Valor, your son, to SoFi Stadium and wanting him to remember you as a person and a player. What will you tell him about the 2021 Los Angeles Rams?
Hey, man. I would tell him you got to work hard. You got to work a little bit more harder than that. Hey, and then you just got to run that shit back like that, man. You got to run that. You got to run that shit back.
Vaughn, Sean wants to know if you're in for running it back.
Yeah, man. Man, we ain't going nowhere, man. Hey, California, they know how to party, baby. Hey, y'all know what it is.
Well, signing Robert Woods in early 2017 was one of the moves that set this run of success in motion. Though Bobby Trees was injured mid-season, these Los Angeles Rams continued to win for him. And Dante Dion, how awesome was it to see Robert on that podium hoisting the Lombardi Trophy?
Man, it's amazing. It's a blessing to see him out there. Love him. Appreciate everything. My dog from LA. Yes, sir.
And now in front of the Peristyle, the Coliseum where he played his USC Trojans football. Give it up for world champion Robert Woods, LA's own. Robert, go ahead and say a word.
Hey, this right here, this is why we do it for the city of LA. This is why we do it. Hey, sign this up, make it pretty. Hey, growing up here, man, we all are family, man. This is being able to play here in LA. Start right here at USC, bring this home, right down Figueroa. This is why we do it, man. And I want to thank everybody who sacrificed everything this whole season. Injuries, our staff, our coaches. This is a sacrifice, man. And we thank you guys for dedicating yourselves to this win, to this championship, to Championship City, you know? And I've been telling the guys in LA, a few people win championships, right? But in LA, you gotta do it again. We gotta run it back, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Robert, one final question, and the enduring image from the NFC Championship game was you embracing your friend, your teammate, Cooper Kupp.
Yes.
An emotional moment, one that brought all of us to tears. As we get set to talk to the Super Bowl MVP, what can you say about his friendship and the season he just put together?
I would say it's been an amazing years from Cooper Kupp. The dedication that he's put in this season has been like none other. His sacrifice to the game, to his teammates. You've seen him take shots throughout the season and be able to get back up. You see him be able to lead the receiver room, embrace Odell when he came into our offense. We couldn't have done this without one of our leaders, our captains of this team, Cooper Kupp, MVP.
How about another round of love for Robert Woods? Cooper Kupp coming up next. Go ahead, Cooper. We can bring Andrew up next. Don't worry. Actually, you know what? Given the shirt that Andrew Whitworth has on, maybe he does need to come up next. The ultimate we, not me move by your Super Bowl MVP, Cooper Kupp. He wants Andrew Whitworth next. One of the guiding forces behind this 5-year Rams run, Andrew Whitworth, your Walter Payton Man of the Year. Andrew, I'd love it if you would step to the microphone here and address the crowd. You've been a part of 16 teams. What makes this one special?
I think really just the ability for this team to understand by any means necessary to find a way to win and to believe that we believed in each other, we loved each other, and regardless of any obstacle got in our way, any setback that was in the way, we overcame it, we looked it in the face, and we weren't scared to take on the challenge.
I can't help but love the way the stars align for you and your loved ones. In this 16th season, your age 40 season, all the way up to today, I understand your twins are celebrating a birthday as you celebrate a world championship.
Yeah, it is. You know, it's an unbelievable scenario. I could have never dreamed about it or thought it'd play out this way. But I couldn't be happier to be exactly where my feet are in this city, with this football team and this group of people that I got to do this with and this organization, world champs.
There's no amount of cheering that Sean McVay can do that will lead you to join in the Run It Back campaign, is there?
Oh, you know what? We'll save that conversation for another day. But what I will say, because I hadn't touched on this yet, 5 years ago, I was told I was a little too old. And I was told that maybe my time was done. And I tell you this, for every single person standing out there that's ever doubted anything you've ever done, bet on yourself, because 5 years later, I'm holding this trophy up and I'm 40 years old. Let's go. Don't let anybody's opinions of you ever become your reality. Bet on yourself. World damn champions.
As we bring Cooper Kupp to the stage, can you tell us a little bit about this shirt?
You know, this shirt right here is a little young Coop. Somebody threw it to me on the parade. I had to put it on. Before Coop comes up here, I got to say this, man. As I've said, we're leading up to this thing. If you take the words discipline, commitment, consistency, and an elite level performer and put them together, it's the definition of the guy standing behind me. Because every single day he never changes. Every single moment doesn't change how he lives his day. When he wakes up every day, it's the same plan: attack, success. And to me, it's the greatest example for every young athlete standing out there that wants to make something of themselves. This guy wasn't some 5-star recruit out of high school. He lived it every day of his life to become who he is right now in this moment. So every kid in America, you want to know what chasing success looks like? Look at this MVP, Cooper Kupp.
Since we're talking wardrobes, how about your selection for today, Cooper? Can you step to the mic and let us know how that adds to the special moment that is today?
I'm standing here in this city that knows nothing but championships. We're out here celebrating this championship. Kobe's a part of this. He belongs here. And I'll tell you what, he set the standard. All I know, get back to work, let's run it back.
I know you don't want to talk about yourself, but everyone out there in Royal and Soul wants to hear about it. Knowing you, this season could not have been considered a success without the team title at the end. Now that you've got the Lombardi Trophy, can you relish what you just accomplished?
You got a whole life for that, man. We're living this right now. I really believe it. This is just a start.
How about the point that Andrew Whitworth just made? Lightly recruited out of the state of Washington, a record-setting career at Eastern, a chance to come play for the Los Angeles Rams, now a triple crown, an NFL offensive MVP of the Super Bowl. Is there a message there to boys and girls who might be listening and how they might chase their dreams?
You know, Whit touched on it. Believe in yourself. Know your worth. Find what you're passionate about. Go after it with everything you have. Screw what anyone else says. Go get it yourself. Let's go.
And lastly, we've read about the vision you received in Atlanta at the end of Super Bowl 53. I'd love it if you would share that with us in this audience one more time, and how you lived that out over the last 3 years, and especially here in 2021.
Oh, difficult time, obviously, walking off the field in 2019. Turn around, see the New England Patriots celebrating what we're celebrating right now. Clear as day, you see it, the LA Rams coming back with a Super Bowl, bringing it back for this city. As clear as day, the belief I have in this group of people that are standing up here, this city, the people that have supported us all the way through, there's no other way. It was written 3 years ago. I'm just so thankful to be able to play along the guys that I get to play this game with, the guy I get to prepare with. It's a testament to this team and the guys that are standing up here, the work that we've put in, that we're able to bring this back to this city that demands nothing less than a world championship.
Prayers up for a vision of repeating with the Los Angeles Rams. One more time, Cooper Kupp, Super Bowl MVP.
Showstop. 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 Showstop.
And to set up our grand finale, we're going to bring Sam Lagana back to the front here. Ladies and gentlemen, your world champion, Los Angeles Rams.
How about a nice hand for JB Long and your Super Bowl champion, Los Angeles Rams! Whose house? Whose house? Whose house? Let's rock Los Angeles! Welcome, J-Rock! Y'all make some noise for the LA Rams one time. Let's get it. You know what I'm talking about? Hold up. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, yeah. Get out the way, get the out my way, yeah. Hey, you either with me or against me, though. Hey, you either with me or win. Curve everything else. Win. These ops ain't lit. Win.
was tweeting that they ended it with win, 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 win from J-Rock. But then, of course, they had to end it with Randy Newman and I Love L.A. It's only fitting, right? And the Rams love L.A. The Rams players had a ball. You and I sat here and laughed for 30, 40 minutes. It was great to see. Clearly, John, the liquor was flowing. Matthew Stafford slurred a little bit. Who cares? This is what happens when you celebrate as you are winners of Super Bowl 56. Your winners are the L.A. Rams.
That just tells me they're doing it right.
They're doing it right.
They're celebrating the way that they should. And I loved, we have to talk about this part too. Yes, they're celebrating winning a Super Bowl. Sean McVay doesn't sound like a guy who's stepping away from the game. He wants to run it back. Cooper Kupp says, we want to run it back. They even asked Aaron Donald. And so much talk about Aaron Donald. Are you going to retire? He wouldn't address it. Today, kind of said he wants to run it back. Maybe that is some of the libations getting to him. I don't know. But he sounded like a guy who wants to run it back again next year. Von Miller sounds like a guy who wants to come back too.
I think the thing they're all saying is, as long as this team is comprised, and obviously you're going to lose some players, and things won't be the same. You'll probably be without Odell Beckham Jr. Although you saw Cam Akers come back from the Achilles injury this season, but you still see the celebration going on. So if they come back, most of the team, I think you're going to see a chance for this team to be right back at this stage again. But the work, they'll have to put it in to do so. They don't have a problem with work, John. You heard them all talking about it. Andrew Whitworth, there you see Cooper Kupp talked about it. The hard work, the passion this team put in. You see Matthew Stafford just told Aaron Donald, I love you. These guys are the roller coaster, right? You're excited, you're hyped. Then you get a little emotional because you think about what you went through, the injuries, the grind, the disappointments, the ups, the downs. This wasn't a perfect season for them. A lot of games, they were up big, and they let teams come back. The 49ers, you got a chance to see that happen a couple of times this season. But they got the job done, and now they're all celebrating. And again, now they're all reminding us why our LA Fitness memberships are needed.
Got to go hit that right after we're done with this this program here, clearly. But yeah, I mean, this was a team, and Cooper Kupp said it. He was asked about why is he wearing the Kobe shirt, the Black Mamba jersey, and he said, this is a city of champions. And you don't win it just one time. You want to come back and win it again because this is L.A. and these are the kind of expectations they have for themselves, the kind of expectations Kobe had as a 5-time NBA champion.
That's a spirited conversation from Aaron Donald. I'm telling you, man, if we stay in the gym and we keep doing these push-ups and you keep running those routes and Matthew Stafford, listen to me, Coop, are you listening? I got to grab the back of your head so you can listen to me. Come here, man, I love you. We can do it again. If you come back, I'm coming back. That's my interpretation, translation of what was being said there. Matthew Stafford behind them, looking like, man, can I get in here? I was going to get a hug.
That was a spirited conversation for a rally, for a celebration.
You know who my favorite person was? You. Because you were upset. If somebody didn't come up to that stage, that podium with energy, John, you were like, get out of there. We want energy right now, baby.
All right, so we talked about it. We talked about who would be the one to leave that lasting impression, that mark. And I said Aaron Donald. I thought Aaron Donald had something up his sleeve, although he wasn't wearing a shirt. Yeah, he was pretty good.
Well, because he turned into an Incredible Hulk without being green. That's why. At the end, he started flexing, and I saw things pop out of his neck that I didn't even know were possible to pop out of human beings' necks. I'll also say, I did say Von Miller, and he got some chuckles out of you towards the end there. Come on, man, we gonna run that thing back, man. That country came out at him. Look at all the fans out there. People said it. L.A. wouldn't care about a football team. L.A. doesn't care. Listen, are we like the Green Bay Packers, some small-town team that all they have is the Packers? No, we're not like that. But I'll tell you what, the Ramley came out and showed out, and as you see it right there, great shot from the helicopter. What a wonderful shot so you can see it. Whose house? Rams house!
Hey, see, you taught him well.
I did, well,
taught him well.
They did all right there. And Nikki K, backstage, speaking of Von Miller, I just talked about him, man. He was country right there. He was excited about the Super Bowl championship. Nikki K caught up with Von Miller.
All right, Von, rolling through the streets of L.A., a Super Bowl champion. What did that moment mean to you?
Man, it's magical. Honestly, I can't even really process it, man. We got a great team, great organization. To come here and do it, like, for Aaron Donald and, Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford and Coach McVay. And, it just meant so much to everybody. I don't think I've ever played in a game like this where I was playing for so much, and, to win and not sleep for 3 days, it's insane. It's insane.
Well earned. What's the legend you're going to tell your son in years from now?
I'm going to tell my son, you got to keep working. You got to work just to give yourself a chance. Like, just because you work hard don't mean it's going to happen, but
if you work hard, you put yourself in position to go do some nice things. And, you know, hard work, it pays off for sure.
Couldn't say it better. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Nikki K out there working hard. The celebration continues. The Lombardi Trophy right there. You're seeing these players enjoy it, shine it, pass it along. You've seen some of their children get a chance to hold it, family members, spouses. What an awesome moment. And you heard Sean McVay excited about it. The fact that this team was able to come together, put pride aside and work together and get a win, big moment.
And for all of these guys, we talk about in professional sports all the time. Yes, certain guys might set records, and those records will be broken. But winning a championship, that is truly forever. And all of these guys will have that bond. They will be linked together for the rest of their lives because of this one championship. And even though Von Miller's only been here 3.5, he's very much a part of this team and will be linked with these guys and have a special bond with them forever.
For sure. You see JB there, JB Long, voice on the radio for the Rams. You see Sam Lagana, he is the voice, the one you always hear screaming, "Whose house?" That's him right there. Yep. He kept it, it was perfect. I was a little nervous. You know, he's probably been screaming this whole parade, but it was perfect there. You see the Rams flags all over the place. And again, man, this is how you and I talked about this for the last couple of hours, actually. This is how you grow a fan base.
Yep.
This is how you do it. You win. You go to another Super Bowl. Maybe you didn't win, but you got there. You have star players. Look, it's L.A. You need them, right? You go to your local Trader Joe's, you might run into an actor or an actress. So
AD's continuing with the spirited conversation.
I think he's calling Sean McVay. Hey, man, I told you, let's talk about this privately. You and I, we're both going to come back.
Bus right there,
put me
right in front of all these people.
And look, Matthew Stafford, if I'm coming back, you're coming back. I do wish I could hear that. Nikki, where are you? Is Nikki out there? I need this conversation. What if it's something totally different? What if they're talking about, man, when I get animal style In-N-Out fries. What do you do? Yeah, I get a double-double. I don't know, but all I know is the passion is the same passion we saw them play with on the field. Come here, I love you. As long as it ends with a hug and I love you, John, then it's all good.
And that's what I was talking about right there. Guys truly love each other because they will be bonded forever after winning a championship and all the work they put in to get to Sunday, to beating the Bengals in a last 2-minute drive. As they continue to talk about.
Listen, you guys better quit taking this shot, Juan, because I'm going to keep translating what's happening here. I love you too, man. All right, listen, where you go? I'm going to Cabo. Where you at? This guy's going to Puerto Vallarta.
A little fist pump. That means AD's coming back. That's how I'm reading it, right?
Come here, man. I love you. Hey, man, you better not leave me. You better not leave me. I need you next season. That's what Matthew Stafford's saying to Aaron. Listen, man, you, me, it's another one. We can repeat it.
Because the Super Bowl champ, they always open the next season on Thursday Night Football.
Oh, yeah?
So they'll be at home at SoFi, and they're raising the banner. You know you want to be a part of that, AD.
He said, you're not going anywhere. You're giving me one more. One more. That's what that Pat said. One more. Or he could be saying, how did you let me drink that much 1942? Because Matthew Stafford, the quarterback of the Rams, let me tell you, he was sauced up, but you loved it. Yeah. He kept it cool. Thank God he's got on some shades. We don't have to see his eyes. Sean McVay still going strong. And by the way, I tweeted it out, John. Yeah. That's the reason he's been lifting weights. Did you see that big, massive bottle? Well, I don't even know what it was. Whatever it was.
It was full when the parade started.
Yes.
And then it was empty by the time they got done.
That's what he's been. All this time I thought he was lifting weights just to be in great shape. He was lifting it for this moment when he would need to carry it during the parade. And by the way,
he's telling Matthew, you'll never look like me.
No, and Matthew knows that. There is no way you can hear a championship parade and not hear this song you're hearing right now. DJ Khaled, T-Pain, Win, All I Do Is Win. Right? You got to hear that. Players up there enjoying themselves. Looks like somebody kept on his pajamas.
Signing some autographs for the fans there in front as well. I don't think they want to leave.
No, they don't. I'll tell you who's going to make a killing. The folks out there who bring up the hot dog stands. They're looking at this crowd. This is their moment.
Yeah.
This is their moment. They are there right now. And LA allowed you. They allowed you to to be the vendors. You don't have to go through the typical process to become one. This is why. This is the moment. I can smell the onions from here, Gil. Kristen Lago, she's with some players right now, maybe fans. I don't know, but let's check in with her.
I'm right in the middle of the madness still. It got a little crazy for a second. It's still a little loud. The fans enjoying this moment, and as you saw, the players are for sure. I think the biggest cheers, though, I heard from the crowd was when we heard Sean McVay grab the mic from JB Long and chant, "Run it back." Those 3 words alone enough to excite the crowd and enough to excite Aaron Donald. I think everyone a little worried that he might not come back next season. He might have squashed any of those fears here today. The crowd very excited. The flag still going now. Hundreds and hundreds still out here at Exposition Park. trying to get a glimpse of their world champion LA Rams. But you heard it there. This is the excitement of this city. I loved what Robert Woods had to say when he said this is a city of champions. They brought it back here. The crowd is into it. They're excited to be here. And I don't celebration just getting started. We'll keep bringing you all the madness, all the chaos, all of the excitement. Everyone just so excited and amped to see their world champion Rams in person right here in front of them. Guys?
Hey, Kristen, before you go, my question for you is, how long are you going to sleep?
Yeah.
This has been a crazy few weeks for you. Are you going to sleep till next Tuesday?
What is sleep, Kelvin? I've never heard of that word.
Kristen Lago, thank you. We'll check back in shortly. Listen, Sean McVay, you see this moment right here talking to Matthew Stafford. And for those of you that weren't here earlier, I told John about the story. Those two and Andrew Whitworth all happened with their families, happened to be at Cabo at the same time.
Yep.
Matthew Stafford was a Detroit Lion. Andrew Whitworth, maybe will I retire? Will I come back? I don't know. And they got there together and they all met, had some drinks, got together, said, why don't we make this happen? And next thing you know, they were able to do that. Now here we are with confetti in the air. And one player, he is having the time of his life. I don't know. Somebody's going to have to lift him up. Lorena Yube is out there as well in the madness and the fray and having a great time. Lorene, talk to us.
Hey, Kelvin, the celebration continues here. The fans are out. Whose house is it, guys? That's right. It's Rams house. The victory, the celebration continues. And I'm actually here with Rudy, longtime Angelino, big Rams fan. Rudy, what does this victory mean to you and to the city?
The city, it means everything for the city. We got all champions here. And to be here, it's amazing. Go Rams. We did it. We can't take this away from us. It belongs to LA.
I love that. Big, big day for LA. What about you? What does this mean to you?
Oh, to have these memories with my son, and he grew up original Rams, LA Rams fan, is just precious, and we couldn't have asked for a better day.
Love that. All the family is here today, guys. Family, friends coming together in unity, celebrating the spirit of victory. LA Rams, the champions.
Thank you, Lorene. Listen, the bromance between Sean McVay,
it's real,
and Matthew Stafford is real. And there he is. Oh, you know what? You mentioned this.
Hear from OBJ.
You wanted to hear from him.
We would hear from him.
Why do you think we did?
After everything that he's been through, and people were writing him off when he was with Cleveland, saying he was finished, he was washed up, and that he was a locker room cancer. And he comes here and was a great teammate. He was incredibly productive on the field, caught the first touchdown of the game in the Super Bowl before having that devastating knee injury. It would have been great to hear from OBJ.
You know, if I had to guess, and this is purely speculation and my own just thoughts, either it was a little bit of pride saying, you know, oh, I didn't get to finish the game. I wasn't really a part of it. You know, something like that, maybe. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Because you're right.
Woods never even played a snap, and we got to hear from him.
True, but I think being an LA native helped with that. You know, played at USC. But either way, you're right. I don't know. Maybe there's just a limit. You know, there's a limit of players.
To the Super Bowl if OBJ wasn't on this team. He was terrific down the stretch in December and also throughout the playoffs.
Completely agree. Whose house? Rams house. You see the signs there. Folks, again, they're not moving anywhere. They're sticking around. I don't know if they think there's going to be a live performance from Dr. Dre and Snoop. I mean, at this point, I'm starting to wonder if there's multiple Snoop Dogs because he's showing up everywhere. He's at halftime shows. He's at his clothing store. I think he's even at the parade. I mean, Snoop's everywhere, but it was a great time. Again, highlights for the parade. If you got to hear from Sean McVay, you got to hear from Matthew Stafford, Aaron Donald. Speaking of Nikki K, you're going to hear from Sean McVay now with Nikki.
So we heard one common phrase over and over again, run it back. What's that mean for the city?
It means that this was a special year. We're going to enjoy this, but this is about these players, these coaches, Matthew, Aaron Donald, all the leaders are what's right about this team. They played for one another. They were their best when their best was required. I'm just grateful to be able to work with guys like him. He's why you coach.
Matthew, Super Bowl champion. Has it sunk in yet?
Not really. To be honest with you, this moment is pretty unbelievable. I got so many unbelievable teammates that I am so grateful to share this moment with. So many players, so many coaches. I honestly feel just unbelievable humility to be able to be with these guys. They're unbelievable players, and I'm so happy to share it with them.
And last one for you guys. What are you going to do when you're not waking up and seeing each other every day?
Probably gonna wake up, FaceTime my man.
Yes.
See what's up.
That's the best. You know what? That's the best part about all this is you genuinely love the people that you're doing this with. I think that's what put these guys over the top. I'm gonna bother the hell out of him because I love this guy so much. Regardless of whether he's a baller on the field, he's made me better in every facet of my life. I'm grateful for Matthew Stafford.
Well, LA is grateful for you. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
It's kind of like you, Kelvin. In the morning, you wake up and you FaceTime me, and it's just, you know, there we go.
Listen, I can't get enough of you, John. I can't wait to see the movie. And with these two, when they retire, hopefully in multiple years from now, but they're gonna have a movie about the friendship that started it all.
They could have a movie about a lot of guys on this team. How about the fact that I didn't see Eric Weddle out there?
Well, he's retired.
Well, yeah, but he was retired for 2 years, and they brought him off the couch to play in the playoffs, and then, you know, he's hurt and he's tearing the pec muscle early in the game in the Super Bowl, and continued to play right through it, and Super Bowl champion.
All right, here we go. Now we're tossing back out. We're out there, I think, with Aaron Donald. Let's see.
AD, first of all, my first question to you, is this the uniform of the offseason?
Oh, yes. We in the moment right now. We're enjoying ourselves. We've been drinking a little bit, so we're having fun. But this is everything and more that I dreamed about. So we deserve it. We deserve it.
OBJ, this season you wrote your own story. What did this chapter say about you?
I don't know if it said something about me, but it said more about this place. You know, I walked into a culture that was special. And seeing it from afar, I believed in it. Guys like AD, Vaughn, Jalen, Coach, Stafford, Coop, I mean, all these guys, and it just like, I knew that it was going to work out. And here we are today. It's just surreal, man. It's unreal.
It's crazy.
I got one more question for you guys. Are we running it back?
If we can run it back, why not? This is what it's about. This experience right here is what it's all about. Being world champion, the last team standing. If we can bring this guy back, we can bring Vaughn back.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we run this back?
We got to.
We got to.
You got to run it back.
Got to.
Right.
It's the best thing in the world.
Hey, guys, whose house?
What's that?
Whose house?
Rams house.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. Look at
awesome.
Nikki K out there working it, getting everybody.
All the answers.
Did we miss anyone?
I don't think so. I mean, we can go now because she basically got the answer right from them.
They're coming back. They're going to run it back. We're tossing somebody else has somebody else. Okay, at this point, we don't know.
Let's hear from them, whoever it is.
Yeah, let's throw it out there. Listen to the sight and sounds as we get another guest. And by guests, I mean guests. We'll get to them in a moment as we look back again at the Coliseum. They talked about it, John. They came back to L.A. They played in the Coliseum. They made it to a Super Bowl. You know, shout out to Jared Goff. It's not, you know, it wasn't his fault or anything, but they were able to say, we need an upgrade. They were able to get the upgrade, and they were able to get Matthew Stafford, the guy they wanted. And now you saw the success they had. They bought in. The fan base bought in. Stan Kroenke literally bought a stadium, shows how much he cares, and now we're all here celebrating, man. What a day it's been. And by the way, I must say, I've enjoyed doing this with you, brother. Usually we don't get to work together as much when we do Dodgers, but this was cool.
This was a lot of fun. Thank you for sharing this with me, and just being able to be a part of this and watching the city of Los Angeles celebrates this first Super Bowl championship for the Los Angeles Rams.
Los Angeles, turn up, enjoy. The Rams are your Super Bowl champions. Inglewood, City of Champions.
And
LA is too.